kind of close. Ah! Oh no, no. Oh, that's not good. That is not good. We got to get that bleeding stopped. Now that intro was superfluous, but hopefully it got your attention. Hey guys, this is Gabriel Roberts of Roberts Bushcraft, out here at the cabin today to do a quick video on Jase Medical's antibiotics. Now these things are just a huge step forward in anyone's preps. To begin with, infections are a very big deal. In the common world, you can go to a doctor, get a prescription, and he'll prescribe you antibiotics to get that infection cured. And of course, over the course of a couple of weeks, that infection should go away, depending on what you have. Generally speaking, that's how it would work. Now, grid down scenario, you can't get to a doctor, you can't get a prescription, maybe no doctors are there. Even as we just experienced, maybe doctors aren't even allowing people in. You need to be able to treat yourself. And that's where Jase Medical comes in. So let's jump right into this kit. Right off the bat, you'll see an assortment of pill bottles. Give you a quick demonstration. First one up is amoxicillin. Now over to the right here, you have another little pouch that they've sewed in.
And that's another set of antibiotics there. A lot of the names of these things we can't pronounce. Some of you guys probably can. Some of these you may recognize. You may have them in your medicine cabinet already.
What's even more important though than the pronunciation of these things is how to use them and what they're used for. So that's where Jase Medical's Emergency Antibiotic Guide comes into play. You got some basic instructions up front, but here is really where this kit shines. So for instance, amoxicillin, used to treat, and then it gives you a list of things that it's used to treat. It goes down the line here for each one that's in this kit. This is very important stuff. And honestly, this is where would really come into play in a grid down scenario. You, I don't know, you think you have a urinary tract infection. You think you have, you've been bitten by an animal. Things like this. And this is great because you can refer to this as soon as something happens. You can go straight to this and get started on this and kind of get ahead of the game. So this is perfect. It even goes, some more on the back here, even goes into further detail for treatments by condition, and then breaks each one of these antibiotics down. Kind of gives a more detailed description of what they can do. Here we've got some descriptions of the conditions that they'd be used to treat. Really, really good stuff. So really quick, I wanted to give you guys some, just bounce some ideas off of you. Some of my experiences with antibiotics and just some personal stories for these things. I had to take antibiotics for a sinus infection, and that was just this past winter. And really easy process. Took antibiotics for a few weeks.
By mouth.
By mouth. So they were tablets just like these. And sinus infection went away. Now, an even more serious experience, in my opinion, was one day me and Mom, well, it was actually the whole family, we were all outside doing some yard work. We were filling up trash bags with just lawn debris, just pine straw, grass,
yeah.
sticks, things of that nature. And we're using a pitchfork. We're creating a pile and transferring the pile into a bag. I went to transfer some of the lawn debris into the bag and ended up going through the bag. And one of the tines on the pitchfork nicked Mom's shin. She was holding the bag for me. And didn't really think much of it. Went inside, cleaned it up, and just kind of did the normal procedure for, normal cuts.
Treating wounds.
Clean it up, patch it up, and leave it till it heals. And just kind of tend to it each day. And that's pretty much what she did, but it didn't get better. Actually got a lot worse. Even though she was keeping it clean, even though she was keeping it covered, all that, everything, she did everything right, but there was an infection setting in. And what we suspect from that, the pitchfork that we were using, cleaning up the lawn debris. We also have a dog, so we're thinking probably maybe feces or something like that from the dog, or even other animals that would come into our yard. Might have been something from that. It could even just be, I don't know, poking around in the yard, anything. It could be anything. But we suspect that had something to do with the actual infection setting in. But anyways, Mom had to take some antibiotics to get that infection cleared up. If you got an antibiotic that can treat a urinary tract infection, we've also got another one that can do that. That's important. And I love that they included a lot of antibiotics that can do more than one thing. Because Mom, the first set of antibiotics the doctor put her on, she was actually allergic to.
Severely allergic.
Severely allergic. So if you didn't have another antibiotic that could do the same thing, she could have really been in a bind there. Now, Dad also has some stories of root canals.
Tooth infections.
Tooth infection.
Oh, goodness.
Horrible, horrible stuff. From what I've heard, I've never really had to experience that. Don't want to.
No, you don't.
But antibiotics played a big key factor in tooth infections, getting those healed up, getting the infection cleared up so the pain would go away. So antibiotics are very important. And Dad and I were talking on the way up here, on the way to the cabin. And we started really thinking about it. What's the point of prepping for food or prepping ammunition, prepping, bug out location, if you don't have your medical in check to begin with? Because what's all this going to do if you die from an infection? So Jase Medical has created in my opinion, the perfect kit to at least get you started in prepping towards this. Being able to handle infections out in the wild like this, or even in a grid down scenario, you would have to be able to treat that on your own. So back to this emergency antibiotic guide. One of the things that I picked up on almost immediately when looking through this, the FDA's pregnancy risk guide for taking these antibiotics. Now that's really important if you think about it, because that take the wrong antibiotic, it really harm your child.
Right.
So, it's good to know. Another thing in this, you've got expiration dates and storage. You've got all kinds of information in here. But one of the things that we really love about this guide here, at the back, you have a notes section. Now, with the story that I just gave about Mom, that'd be very important to write down, what antibiotics she took that she was allergic to and which one worked well for her. So having a notes section is very important. Write down past experiences, what worked well for you, what you did, what you're allergic to, things of that nature. So Jase Medical, you get an A+ from the Roberts Bushcraft crowd.
There you go.
Really love the kit that you put together for us, and it can be yours. If you click the link down below, you'll be brought to their website. You'll have to fill out a medical questionnaire. A few questions that will be reviewed by a doctor, a real doctor, and upon approval of that questionnaire, you'll get sent one of these. Jase Medical antibiotic kit, and you'll be miles ahead of everyone else that doesn't have some kind of medical preps in mind. Because again, the rest of it does not matter if you're dead.
That's right. That's right.
Jase Medical. So one of the things we're going to do is put these antibiotics in a Mylar bag, vacuum sealed of course, stored in a cool, dry place to ensure maximum potency at the greatest length of time. So pretty much you seal them up and they'll be good for longer than they would be just in the normal pill bottles. Now, I do want to mention that this is for emergencies only. Between now and the emergency that we need to use these in, we are going to go to a doctor, get a prescription, and go the normal route, providing that doctors are available and offices are receiving patients. So just wanted to point that out. Emergencies only, but a very nice kit to have. And of course, you need to have some kind of medical preps, especially for infections. As always, folks, thank you for watching. Again, big thanks to Jase Medical. Make sure to click that link down below and get ahead of the game, guys. As always, may the wings of liberty never lose a feather, and God bless.